So I was thinking, well, when I was younger, I always had these thoughts that I had been born ahead of my time, or that I had been born at the wrong time. Um, I always felt this way because I felt that the world that I was living in was more capable, but that's not what was happening, and it seems that every effort I made to move forward was not understood. That the reality that I envisioned that could be for me as a human being, that it could be better, and I envisioned just a um, better world. I don't know. I guess I always wondered why my mom would tell me that I couldn't do things that I thought I could do, and I guess my ability wasn't paralleled by school, by my teachers. You know, a lot of times my teachers thought I was repeating first grade, and my teacher would often say that I was repeating first grade, and I mean it was just her words, but she was kind of treating me like I was lying about not repeating first grade when it was actually my first time. But she thought I was repeating because I was so good at it. I guess I knew my stuff, and so. But anyways, that's the reason I knew my stuff was perhaps because I had a lot of interest in things, and I would always think ahead. And so I was finding myself in a world that I felt was lacking or falling behind. So, well, that went on my whole life. I felt like that, and that wasn't able to change until I was 41 years old. When I was 41 years old, after, I don't know, I guess bumping walls my whole life, since I was a kid until then, I guess I eventually started looking for ways to improve, and amidst the failures and the, I guess, feeling bad about things not working out for me my whole life. And after, I mean, some things did work out, not everything was a failure, but a lot of times, you know, after getting fired from so many jobs and being with so many different girls in my case, um, I was kind of let down by myself, you know, by circumstances, by the way things are. And it wasn't until I was 41 years old that, as I was looking to improve my life and I was looking for more opportunities, that I was able to find some of the answers to the questions that I had commonly posed myself ever since childhood. And they were all questions about, I guess, perspectives about, you know, how do other people see the world. I always wondered that, like, the way I look at the world, does everybody see it the same, or why are things not so important after I spend so much time with them? For, like, if I spend a lot of time with something, it kind of stops being so pressing, you know, things like that. I would just like look at the area of feeling and thinking, and I had a lot of questions, and I would wonder a lot of things, and I never had the answer to those things because these were things that no one would really answer. I mean, who had the answer to these things? They're not things that I hear in school, you know. They're not things I would hear anywhere, actually. So, well, it wasn't until I turned 41, and in the midst of looking for improvement in my life, I found the tools to explore consciousness that I currently use. And so, yeah, the whole point of this video is that um, I always thought I had been born ahead of my time, and And that was weird, feeling that. I mean, it was weird because it felt um, kind of desperate to be in a place in a way that I didn't understand life and that I couldn't do anything about it. And so when I started exploring consciousness, then I started to realize that my questions were questions that I was feeling and that they did have answers. And the answers came from um, my ability to understand what was happening within my conscience. And I was able to actually address a lot of those questions that I had since childhood. And everything changed. And so I realized that I wasn't wrong and that I wasn't crazy, I guess, in a way, because sometimes we think, or not we think, I didn't think I was crazy, but people always say, oh, yeah, that person, they're out there, they're thinking about stuff like that. But perhaps it's not what we're taught to commonly look at life like, not through exploration all the time. We're taught to think a lot of things, but not to explore so much in the field of our conscience, our thoughts, our inner ability, our perspective, and our ability to manage all those things that deal with shifting perspective and thought, analyzing thought, and being able to handle some of these things, which is the kicker. Actually, the kicker is actually to be able to handle them. So that's the beauty of it. So I guess some of you or some people that know me know that that's my path. Um, and so my exploration is the exploration of consciousness. And I do it through a group called Avatar. And yeah, it's by a company called Stars Edge. And we handle tools to explore consciousness. And I say we because I'm one of the masters and I'm part of the group. And by a master, I mean I work with a group, so it's a pretty cool thing. It's finding the ability to shift whatever you're wanting to shift in your life, basically, which is practically anything. And so, but yeah, I mean, I didn't want to make this an advertisement. I wanted to make it more that I was always looking for answers, and I mean, I guess these weren't questions that got asked anywhere. I didn't know who to ask myself, and turns out the answers were in the looking inside and understanding what was happening inside. And that was awesome because without anyone telling me, I could tell those were the answers that I was looking for. Those were my own answers. And so it's been awesome. It's been awesome to be able to do that. And it just I don't know. I no longer had that feeling that I was born ahead of my time. I now feel like I was born at the right time. I just didn't know the right people then, and I guess I had to meet people that were acquainted with the ability to see what was happening or to see what is happening, and so that changes everything because I didn't even have to ask anybody, and I don't have to ask anybody. I can just look, and I find my answers. And that's awesome. So yeah, I'm very grateful for that. So checking out.